Well, let's have a chat settings. Okay. Well, now let's have a chat settings for it. Every setting is okay. Well, now we have a third settings. Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Cesar Santa. I'm here with you. Well, as a title, you are watching that. Today we are roasting Almas Jacob in the topic of our Earth is spinning faster or slower, our day is being shorter or longer. Here is the topics. Now, when I saw the videos at the first things, well, as the thumbnail, I started to believe that here as the points, Almas Jacob is an anti-science person. She does not believe in science and she claimed every scientific events as a demonic events. Well, well, now, as we can say, our problem, and I'm just shocked that if she became scientific against, well, if she became scientific, I would appreciate it. But as a complete video, well, it is we believe that Almas Jacob is a tales of dog. She cannot be reformed. Okay? Well, here is the points. And now here we can see what would it is written. Well, I would like to have a points.
अलमास भाई एक वीडियो इस टॉपिक पर भी
Well,
वेलकम वेलकम वॉचर्स मैं अलमास जरूर आप देख रहे हैं आप में से किसी ने मुझसे रिक्वेस्ट किया अलमास भाई एक वीडियो इस टॉपिक पर भी बनाओ कि टाइम इतना फास्ट क्यों चल रहा है 2019 के बाद टाइम वेरी फास्ट मुझे और भी लोगों को ये महसूस हो रहा
okay. Who said to Almas Jacob that this comments? That is Sheikh Singh. Well, what is written? Almas bhai, you have to create a video on the topic where the topic is that how time is being fast after 2019 and on not only me some of my families can feel that that time is being fast. Okay. Well, now let's see. I would roast it that. Well, timing is 16 seconds. Okay.
है तो क्या अजीजो आपको भी महसूस हो रहा है कि टाइम बहुत तेजी से गुजरता चला जा रहा है दिन हफ्ते एकदम से गुजर जाते हैं क्या आपने महसूस किया कि आज जैसे हफ्ते का दिन है तो भी कुछ दिन पहले ही तो हफ्ते का दिन था क्या आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि टाइम बहुत तेजी से गुजर रहा है तो आइए देखते हैं इसके बारे में साइंस क्या कहती है और खुदा के कलाम में इसके बारे में क्या प्रोफेसी की गई है
ऐसा क्या हो रहा है कि समय से आगे पृथ्वी भाग रही है क्या बहुत बड़ा बदलाव हो सकता है
Well, now look at the madam. She's Almas Jacob said that well, no, here we can guess. Okay. This madam claimed that well Alma when Almas Jacob is checking what science say, he gets to this madams. Well, and now let's have a serious topics. Well, in the great era of the time is when Nobel Prize event has been created from 1920. 1920. Here we can see that no women could be achieved as a Nobel Prize in physics. Well, you can have exceptions. That is Marie Curie. But problem is that Marie Curie got a Nobel Prize because, and only because her husband said that for now I would let my wife to get a to be laureate of Nobel Prize in physics. Otherwise, husband of Madame Curie would get Nobel Prize in the topic of radioactives. Well, in radioactives wells, here another person got a Nobel Prize in the radioactive research. And in that time, so that was called X-ray. Well, now we are using it. Well, and as a photoelectron systems, well, every category of, you can say that in physics category, there is no women to be Nobel laureate. Every Nobel laureate is a man. Well, in chemistry, every Nobel laureate is a man. And in biology, every Nobel laureate is a man. Well, here we can see that almost as a great scientist team, we can remember every persons are man. Well, Niels Bohr, Rutherford, they are men, not women. But when Almas Jacob is coding the science video, she is coding a women's statements. And that is a joke because, in generally, women are not a science anchor. Now let's see. Well, I would check later that what is the reality of the madam. Well, we can see that.
जी हाँ, वैज्ञानिकों ने एक चौंकाने वाली खोज की है जिसमें पृथ्वी तेजी से घूम रही है। दिन कुछ मिलीसेकंड छोटे हो रहे हैं। धरती की चाल अब सामान्य नहीं रही है। वैज्ञानिक यहाँ तक दावा कर रहे हैं। उनकी तरफ से कहा जा रहा है कि हमारी पृथ्वी अब पहले से तेज घूम रही है।
Scientists are warning that Earth is spinning faster over the coming months. It's good.
Okay. Well, what is the channel name? Channel name is WION. Somehow it looked like a German news articles, but sometimes it look like a German news anchors. But now in German news articles, why these two Indians are here? Well, he is Indian, he is Pakistani, or she is Pakistani, or she is Indian, he is Pakistani. We don't know what will happen. Wow! Janprath News. Well, it is a Chris. Perhaps I know her professions. Okay. Well, perhaps I know her professions. What is her professions? Perhaps I know. Okay. But now I would say like this. Well, perhaps I know her professions. Well, none of scientific anchor wear this type of coat. Well, this type of coat. I could not see any scientific professor can wear a dress coat like this. Well, and now here is the points. Well, now what was the thumbnail? Okay, here was is the points. Just 2 minutes. Well, the thumbnail was that. Well, here is a great American science anchor is in thumbnail of Almas Jacob. But what happens? Okay.
Welcome, watchers.
Well,
गुजर रहा है
नहीं रही है वैज्ञानिक यहाँ तक
now we can see this persons. Okay. Well, we know how science dress code is different. Well, we can understand that how science dress code is a science anchor dress code is different. Well, in this dress code, I don't know, but perhaps our ISRO scientist can go to Mandir, perhaps only in that times. Our ISRO scientist can wear dress like this. Otherwise, well, this dress code is not a dress code of science anchor. I don't know. Well, now let's see what would happen.
वैज्ञानिकों ने हलचल मचा दी है। इस रिपोर्ट के अनुसार हमारी धरती इसी जुलाई और अगस्त में तेज रफ्तार से घूमने लगेगी, जिससे दिन छोटे हो जाएंगे।
रिसेंटली हमारी अर्थ ने 1.54 मिलीसेकंड्स पहले अपना पूरा रोटेशन कंप्लीट कर लिया। आप बोलोगे 1.54 मिलीसेकंड्स, डज इट इवन वर्थ टू टॉक अबाउट इट? हाँ।
Do you feel it? Earth just had one of its shortest days ever and 2 more are coming. तो जनाब साइंस का कहना है कि Do you feel it? Earth just had one of its shortest days ever and 2 more are coming. तो
Okay. Well, And now you can see it. Well, what Almas Jacob right? Well, you can see. Here is the and well, it is a news channel in Almas Jacob videos. Well, do you feel it? Earth just had one of its shortest day ever, and two more are coming. Now, what was the meaning of that? Well, the meaning is was the well. The meaning of the dash is 2 points. Well, day is really being short, or now our calendar is being long. But it is the points of July 10 to 2025. Well, and now in 10 letters, Almas Jacob create the video. The 11 hours earlier. And we know that. Well, and we know that this news article is not real. This is fake. And now, why we can say this is fake? Because just wait for it. Well, we can say the dates is fake. The news article is fake, and it's created by the team of Almas Jacob. Why we are saying? We are saying because here there is no mention that which news art media and which news agency. Well, we have a news agency like a Times of India, Guardian, but in this Times, it is Times of India, Times of Israel, or Reuters, or the Guardians. It is not mentioned. Now let's see.
अब साइंस का कहना है कि जमीन बहुत तेजी से घूमना शुरू हो गई है, जिसकी वजह से टाइम तेजी से गुजरता चला जा रहा है। हम साइंस के ऊपर तो बिलीव ही नहीं करते, तो हम खुदा के कलाम में से देख लेते हैं। तो खुदा के कलाम में प्रोफेसी की गई थी, यीशु मसीह ने फरमाया कि अंत के दिनों में यीशु मसीह के वापस आने से पहले बरगुज़ीदों की खातिर दिन घटाए जाएंगे, और अगर दिन घटाए ना जाते तो कोई बंदा बशर ना बचता। तो जनाब, इस तरह की वीडियोस आपको सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर बहुत सारी देखने को मिल रही होंगी।
Okay. Now, for the segments, well, okay, and we can say it is for the segments. Well, it is over 2 minutes 6 seconds of the video is in here. Well, now you can see that. Well, Almas Jacob says that science say. Well, now you can see. Well, Almas Jacob said that science say. Well, 2 million. Days are being shorter. That means, as the Almas Jacob claimed that, according with science, well, now we can have 23 days. Well, but well, what Almas Jacob said about science, it is totally false. Because as we know that science say opposite that Almas Jacob said. Well, according with science, we can say that here is four metals elements that say that Earth is slowing, Earth spinning is in slowing 0.001 millisecond per year. Well, 0.001 milliseconds. And now we can say that Earth mills as a 0.001 milliseconds as we can see. Well, here as Earth, as our Earth, we can just let me relax. Okay, we can see that our Earth is being slow. That means Earth can be slow by 1 day per 778,379 years. Oh my Adonai. Almas Jacob is illiterate. Now let me see. Well, Earth is being slowed by 1 day per 7,79,379. Okay. Here we can see. Oh. Then why? That is because here is a 2 elements. Well, here is 4 elements. Element number 0. It is polar ice melting. Well, when an Arctic ice and Antarctic ice are melting, we can say it would 0.005 microsecond per year can be slow. Well, and element number 1. We have talked element number 0 and now element number 1. Element number 1 is that, okay. Element number 1 is that here that we can say an earthquake. Well, here is our earthquake, and in every earthquake, Earth can be slow by 0.0005 millisecond per years. And now, and here we can say environment winds and ocean level can affect the Earth rotation. It can be slowing by milliseconds. Well, and here we can say what is the 4th elements. Let me see. Okay. Now we can see that. Well, it was 4 element or 3 element, I don't know. Okay. Okay. 4th element is that moon gravitational pull. Well, when the distance between moon and the earth can be close, Well, Earth's spinning can be fast and they can be short. But when Moon and Earth can be Earth containing the distance can be long, Earth spinning can be slow and they can be long. Here is the points. Well, it is going to the atomic clocks, we can say. Well, here is the points, and we can see that. Now let me see. Perhaps I would like to talk about the earthquake. Well, in the previous live streaming, well, I was okay. Now, in the previous live streaming, I was going to roast Almas Jacob in different topics, and the topic was black magics. Well, now my here my point was that my point was that what is going on it. Okay. The nuclear cluster bomb and the physics of kinetic power of Israeli military vehicles. But I would like to say the previous live stream, but that was happening that in a points Almas Jacob bullies on the Indian Air Force, and then I lost my mood to go ahead in that previous live stream, and now here we can see now some of the points is clear in this live stream. Okay. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as a calendar July 25. Okay. Well, here we can see that now I would cluster nuclear bomb on Iranian General Headquarters Gardens. Depth is 3000 kilometer. Gravitational accelerator is 9.8 meter per second square. Hence, the before digging cluster bomb velocity is 7.66812 kilometer per second. And let's have a demonstration. Throwing height is 30 kilometers. Then my throwing velocity would be 7.62968 kilometer per second. Then the Richter scale of earthquake of Tehran would be 9.55. And now here's the points that I would go the next segments. Well, here is the segments of earthquake. Well, nobody can say that earthquake is only genuine. Some of earthquake can be artificials. Well, what say our Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? Let me check. Dear Sister Michaela, Almas Jacob brought some news that have scientific claim of the day of Earth to be shorter. But science says that natural earthquake, polar ice melting, winds and oceans currency, and more gravitational event can show Earth by 0.0001 milli slow by Earth by 0.0001 millisecond per year. But an earthquake by a nuclear cluster bomb to be thrown in depth of 3000 kilometers by surface can slow 0.03 millisecond per year only when that would be 50 times more powerful than tsar bombs. Now problem is that United States National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard contains 3,700, that means 3,700 nuclear cluster bombs. That means earthquake is slow, are the slow, well, that means earthquake is to slow earth by 111 millisecond per year. That means only because of Tulsi Gabbard in the calendar of 780,404 we can observe that our leap year we got a date February 30, 780, 404, because in every 779, 379 years later, one day would be increased per year. Okay. And here is the points. Well, now we know that why a 3700 earthquake can slow the earth spinning as one day per 7,79,379 years. Well, that was the questions. Well, here now we can see that well, in 3700 earthquake cannot be natural, that Richter scale would be 9.55. Well, in a year 3700 earthquake is impossible. Well, I cannot say impossible, but 60% times impossible is well, 50% times impossible is means not possible, but other 50% times impossible means I am possible. But natural earthquake number of 3700 per year is impossible. Here impossible is 100% not possible. And now say why? Well, the Honorable Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in our story, well, he mentioned that United States National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard contract 3700 nuclear weapon that can be 50% powerful than tsar bomb. Here, and that is a great point. Well, as a nuclear cluster bomb, well, with 3700 American nuclear cluster bomb, 3700 earthquake per year is possible. Well, and here is points. And now here we can say it is the large number, but because of Tulsi Gabbard's 3700 American nuclear cluster bomb, we can see that after the earthquake, we can observe that in the calendar of 780,404, we can see that Earth, we can have a date. The date would be February 30. Well, and now here we have a calendar. We know what is calendar. Well, any calendar you cannot see the February 30 as when we, both of you and I, born, and as our present age, we can see there is no date containing February 30. Even our as our leap year, we can say February 29. But only with the Tulsi Gabbard 3700 nuclear cluster bomb that can create 3700 earthquake, and then we can say that now today's calendar, as I streaming, today's calendar is 2025. Well, in the 780,404 calendar, we can see, February 30. Okay. Now let me see what would happen after the points. Okay. Now let me privately check 2025. Now I 2025 plus just for 2 minutes. Salah. Okay. Now you we can see the past form. 2 multiplied by 778,379 and okay. Well, now you can see here is it is a calendars. Okay, now it is a calendar number. Now let me see what would be the calendars. Well, well, when I would some number, let me have a disclaimer. Well, the disclaimer is that as I can say some numbers as a Almas Jacob research points containing the points of Almas Jacob. Sometimes we can say the number as a accordance with Almas Jacob points, and some numbers I can say according with my language. Okay. Now here we can see the calendar 15,58,000 783 accordance with Almas Jacob language. And according with my language, we can see the calendar of well 1,558,783. Okay. Now let's see what is the special in the calendar. Well, you can see every 4 year, well, the every first 3 years, you can see the date of February month would be February 29. But suddenly, when we go to the leap year, we can see that our leap year is February. In the leap year, the date is February 31. Okay. Now here we can see. Well, our date is now February 31. We can see that. Well, as we, it is just points, just 2 minutes. I would have to have a background camera because in the points is that I still become illness. Well, okay. Now let me see. Well, every time we are becoming ill, but I don't know why, but it is only because of my relatives that has a curse on us. Well, relative, when your relative would cast you, you would be illness, but problem is that relative would cast you only and double only here. Okay. The problem is that relative would cast you if and only if you are right or you are on the right path. Okay. Now here we can see hello. I don't know why we have to read on it. Let's have the points, and I would believe that I would be on the right path, and everybody can be the wrong path. Well, and now, well, you can see me at my third magic, as you can see. Okay. Well, As a third magic is that 20. Well, now let me see. To have a new calendar and my calculator. Now let me see. 2025. It is my present calculator. It is my present calendar. Okay. And now here would I add